I see why people get frustrated with these 9 to 5 jobs. So one day I was busy working away because I work from home. I was just doing my job, logged in one morning, and I was on my Microsoft Teams just because that's where I do my assessments from with my clients. And then I saw a call coming in. It was coming from management, and it was different. The way it was coming in, it was written investigation. Ah, I was like, what? Investigation? What have I done? I was shaking even answering it. I I answered it. When I answered it, my manager appeared and then somebody else appeared. It appeared different. The way it happened is like it was online, but it appeared so real as if people have just walked into my office. But that was all on my laptop. It's like people have come from different sides. Someone came from the left, someone came from the right, and then they said, you're being investigated. Guys, I was shaking. I was like, what have I done? Why am I being investigated? Can you imagine in the morning you're just waiting to just start your clinic, like you're just in a happy mood. And that happens, you know. You'd expect something like that to first of all receive an email to say, you know what, we're going to call you because you're going to be investigated. But these investigations had started long before I even knew that I was being investigated. I started being moved teams, go to a different team, you know. And I was like, oh, why am I being moved? But the investigation had started. But it's only me who didn't, I wasn't told. To be honest with you, I felt like the way I was interrogated for 1 hour, 15 minutes of questioning, serious questions. Guys, the investigation was going towards fraud. That's what they wanted to go that direction. But I realized that no, they're not going to win this because there was no fraud involved in this. So they questioned me, everything. Like what they were trying to say was that when I was saying I'm off sick, after my sickness absence ended, I also went to work, which according to them, I'm not supposed to do that. But then my job involves around advising people against that. So there was no way I would do that. Like, say I'm calling sick with my employer and then going to work in my sickness absence. I said, this is not going to happen. That's not me. And it's never happened like that. They said, well, our records show this. I said, no, no, no. Go and check your records. Because I would never do such a thing. On 3 incidences, they were trying to say that I did that. I said, no, no, no. Because I knew. When you know that you can't do this, I never did that. And then they were trying to ask me to say that you were not supposed to work, even if I was off. Like your sickness absence is ended, and then you decide to take additional work, like after half a day. They said you shouldn't. You were not supposed to do that because the main reasons for your absence were exhaustion, tiredness, and stuff. But guys, I've got children. I have to work. Okay, it's my time. It's my day off. I do whatever I want with it. I felt like people are interfering with my time off. Even my annual leave, they were asking me, "You worked on your annual leave?" I said, "Of course, I did part time on my annual leave. I do what I want with it." And that time, I felt like, did I do anything wrong here? Okay, I felt like they're just trying to create a story which is not there. Hmm. Yes, the investigation went on. And then later on, they said, if you put any evidence that you have, you can send it to us because this case is going to go to disciplinary because it's considered as gross misconduct. Guys, I was stressed. I said to my manager, I don't think I'll be able to work. I Can I take time off work? They said you can take time off work, but you're not paid for it because you're under investigation. Guys, that's when I realized that honestly, this 9 to 5 business thing is just a crap. It stresses out. You're stressed. I was stressed. I didn't know what to do. I just there at work. I couldn't call off sick because I need money. So I had to work. I had to continue working. Whilst I was waiting for the investigation to go through, I kept on working, guys. Can you imagine? Yeah, I kept on working. And then they sent me a letter to say now it's going through disciplinary. So the disciplinary team sent me an email in the letter to show me, to tell me what I'm being investigated, why I'm being disciplined for, and everything. I have got a risk of losing my job, whatever, all that. So I called my union and told them that, guys, this is what's happening. I just want guidance on this. And I was happy to go and answer these questions for myself, be on my own. But the union representative said, no, I want to represent you in this case. So the day arrived, and the disciplinary happened the same way it did when it was an investigation. The way they appeared, it's like someone is just came into my office, and that time my union representative was there with me, and then they asked me the same question that was asked during investigation, and obviously I just responded exactly the same way, and then that one took about 30 minutes. And then the disciplinary panel said, we're going to give you 10 minutes to go and decide on what you've just said. And then after that, we're just going to come back and give you a decision. And then before they went, they told me that that was gross misconduct, da 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 da. Okay. So 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes were the hardest 10 minutes in my life, knowing that someone is going to decide on this job, whether I'm supposed to be on this job or not. And it was going to be instant dismissal. So my union rep said, you know what, and I think because of what she said before this, it's a dismissal. Yeah, they're going the direction of dismissal. Right. Guys, getting dismissed when you least expect it is hard. It's difficult to accept. It's difficult, like if you want to resign, it's different from resigning. If you resign, you're okay. But being fired, that's something else. I just couldn't believe that I was going to be fired. That was something that I was not expecting. But my union rep was like, I think that's the route they want to go, but we can appeal against this decision. I said to him, you know what? If they dismiss me, I'm okay with it. We don't have to appeal against it. And then he said, okay, we're just going to ask them to write a letter that they're going to give you a reference because they're not dismissing you based on your performance, but they're dismissing you on the facts that you didn't follow the employment policies, which you broke. So I was thinking, all right. I didn't actually share what the issue was, but the issue was going towards they thought to them they thought I did fraud, but no, it wasn't fraud. Okay, it wasn't fraud. I just didn't follow the policies to report other things that I was doing because I work also part time and I also work with them. So they came back and then they said, we're going to give you a final written warning in 12 months, whatever. If you committed the same issue within the 12 months, then we're going to dismiss you with what? With the capability. Which means if his capability is going to go the other route where it's going to be even more complicated. Guys, 9 to 5. Mm. So it went like that, and I wasn't happy. And my union rep was also not happy with the fact that they didn't tell me that they were going to investigate me. They just did it without telling me. And to be honest with you, I was so stressed. I was so stressed by it. So much that there are times when I could not sleep, just thinking like, so Why didn't they tell me? Why didn't they follow the right policies of just informing me through an email that, you know what, we're going to be investigating you for this and that and that. And also they told me that I cannot go off sick. If I go off sick, then I won't get paid because I'm under disciplinary, under investigation. That was hard. It gave me all the reasons why I should concentrate on working for myself and not be employed. Because employment stresses you out, like especially in situations like this. They're deciding your future. You're being fired when you never think you're going to be fired without warning. And you're working, once you're working, you don't even know that you're being people are actually monitoring you privately to see what you're doing. That was gross. I thought, why did they do this though? Why? What made them say do that? Why didn't they just ask me instead of going through all that process? Having said that, there are other people who are doing exactly what I was disciplined for. They work part time with their companies and they also work within the organization doing the similar thing. And they were never disciplined. And they've been doing it for years. Right? They were doing it for years. But just because it was me who was doing it, I had to go through disciplinary. And I spoke to one of the girls who works within the organization. I said, I'm being called for disciplinary for this. She said to me, she's been doing it for the past 10 years within the same organization. She said she's been doing it for 10 good years. She said, why are they doing that for? She told me, she said, this is the only company I work for. I work for them on the other side and I work for them on the other side doing exactly what I was doing. But I was disciplined for that and I nearly lost my job. So I really felt it like, yeah, I'm an immigrant. I don't belong to this country, but still, I don't want to say that because there are good things that has happened to me in this country, but I only worked with people who were not fair. That's it. But I cannot say the whole UK is not a good place. No, I've been, I had managed to get a secure, good life in the country. I worked in good jobs, had good managers. It's only that incident that really shook me, and it's one of those incidents. I have other incidents, but this one, yes, my faith was put to test. I'm still working there, but I'm leaving. I'm going elsewhere very soon. So yeah, still working there. I'm still there. So I'm gonna leave and find something else because already I don't feel safe working there. So sometimes it's not the job that you have to change. You have to change the managers because it is the manager who makes work easy for you. All right. So if a manager is not good for you, you change the job and find someone where there's a manager who is fair, who is just, who will make things easy for you. They don't make blow simple matters and make them big issues. No, they just do things in a nicer way, respectful way. I'm not guilty until proven guilty. I'm innocent until proven guilty. That's how they were supposed to treat me. But I was treated like a criminal from day one. Okay. But what did they do? They really found out that there was nothing. That's why they said, "Oh, giving you a written warning." What written warning? There was no case to answer there. So, guys, I hope you got something from this. It's just a story, guys. This is a 9 to 5 story. You take care and good luck in your jobs.